Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Edgerly, Executive Director for the Alzheimer's Association here in Northern California and Northern Nevada, and welcome to our Facebook Live. I'm joined here today by a special guest, Raina. Hi, Raina.
Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for joining me. I'm really looking forward to talking more with Raina about her involvement in the Silicon Valley Walk to End Alzheimer's coming up this weekend. It's right around the corner. But let me first introduce you all to Raina. Raina is one of our fabulous Walk to End Alzheimer's Silicon Valley Event Experience Committee members. So Raina, you're responsible for making it special, making it run smoothly. Is that right?
That's right. We've been working with the Alzheimer's Association and a lot of the other committee members over the last few months, getting the event together, thinking through the logistics, really the full experience on the day of, which we're really excited about this Saturday.
Awesome. I can't wait. We've got a new venue and we're going to talk more about this in a little bit, but Raina is one of our incredibly valuable volunteers. It takes a village pretty much to put on the walk, and she walks for her two uncles. And I'm sorry, Raina, to hear that your two uncles were impacted by Alzheimer's disease, and also walking in memory of your grandmother. So I'm sorry to hear that your family's been so affected. My family too has been impacted by dementia. We're going to talk more in a bit about how Raina has taken that personal experience and turned it into her volunteer work. But sincere thanks, Raina, for you joining us today and also for everything you're doing on the walk.
Of course. Like I said, I'm excited to be here and chat a bit more.
Super. So we have a lot of walks happening this weekend. Let me walk you through, no pun intended, what we've got coming up. So on Saturday, October 14th, it is like walk day throughout Northern California and Northern Nevada. It is our single biggest day to gather in the name of care and support and research and change for those living with Alzheimer's. And so you see, we've got a big list here. Before I get into the specifics of the walk, though, I want to share with you something that happened that made me so excited. Many of you have been to walks and you've experienced our Promise Garden ceremony. Raina, you've been through this. You know what I'm talking about. We have different colors of flowers that people carry, and we have a ceremony. And the people who have been diagnosed with mild cognitive impairment or Alzheimer's carry a blue flower. And we have purple flowers for people who've lost a loved one. We have yellow flowers for caregivers and care partners. And then we have orange flowers for individuals who care about the mission of the association, but may not have been personally impacted. But we have one special flower. Raina, what's the special flower that we always hold up? There's only one in the whole crowd.
It's a great question, Elizabeth. I'm not sure if I know this one.
All right, it's not a trick question. And I want to run over and grab it. It's the white flower.
Oh.
Have you, and it's a little part of the ceremony after we bring out all the flowers. So you see lots of purple, lots of yellow, orange, and a little bit of blue. And there's only one white flower, which is why it might not have been as noticeable, because the white flower represents the first survivor. And it's a theoretical concept, right? Someday, someone will be living well with Alzheimer's disease. And for the first time, I was at the Monterey Walk, and we had an amazing speaker, Julie, who talked about her MCI diagnosis, and she was carrying the blue flower. And when our white flower holder came out and said, "This represents the first survivor," I thought about people who are now receiving the FDA approved drug, and it's happening right now in our community. And I thought, you know what? Julie holding that blue flower might be someone who's going to be holding the white flower. We're at the point now where people are getting diagnosed and getting access to treatment within weeks. And that treatment will hopefully buy them time maybe till the next even better treatment comes along. So I wanted to share that with you, Raina, and I wanted to share it with all of you joining because I know we have been working on this issue for a long time. And I want to tell you, we are getting to that imaginary moment that we dreamed of, which is people being diagnosed and getting treatment and being able to stop the progression. And we're just at the beginning of that. So anyway, because you walk, Raina, because you've been involved, and because of all of you, we are at that moment in time right now. Isn't that cool?
That's amazing. I know it feels like each year there's something else really to be thankful for in terms of this fight.
Absolutely. I really, it made me, I got a little weepy when I first heard about people in our community. Now, the challenge here is it's only in a few communities. Really, right now for us, it's probably San Francisco. That will change, but that's why the work of the Alzheimer's Association and us getting behind this movement is so important. Without us working and working and working, very few people are going to access it and be able to afford it. So we still have a lot of work to do, but we should celebrate. All right, so let me show you what walks are coming up. I know we had the slide there a moment ago. Let's pull that back up. So this Saturday, we're going to start in the far north of the state, Chico, the beautiful Chico Walk. And thank you to all of you in Chico. Our top fundraiser is Raymond Rodriguez. Thank you, Raymond. Our #1 team is Sunseri Construction that has been involved for many years. They're coming in at over $16,000. And I love Team Sunseri's mascot. You might have the cutest mascot that I've seen in a while. So thank you so much for your sponsorship and your team. And thank you to Raymond for your support. So not too late to join us in Chico. We would love to see you there. Next up is Humboldt, also very far up there in the northern part of the state. This is an amazing walk. I love all of our walks, but the Humboldt walk is really, really special. And in Humboldt, we have our top individual fundraiser is Lynn McKenna. And you can see on the slide, we have a picture of Lynn's why she walks is for her dad. And Lynn, thank you. You have raised over $10,000, which is incredible. And in terms of the team leaderboard, we have the amazing Visiting Angels of Eureka team. This team is one of the top teams every year across the country. They're at over $22,000 right now, and they are fierce in their competition with other Visiting Angels teams. Thank you to Visiting Angels. We so appreciate everything you do to support the cause. Have a great walk on Saturday. Next up, Raina, if you could tell us about Reno Sparks.
Awesome, will do. We were just talking about Reno Sparks actually before hopping on. Elizabeth was mentioning how beautiful of a location it is over there. So in Nevada, Reno Sparks, we're proud to have our event, which has a lot of community support over the years. And our #1 fundraiser, as you see here, is Frank Shipman. So congratulations, Frank. Thank you so much for your contributions and effort. It's raised over $10,000. And our top fundraising team is Sigma Kappa Kappa Xi at more than $18,000. And we know that they've been a power over the last few years as well. So appreciate all the effort on behalf of all of the fundraisers in our Reno Sparks area.
Awesome. And I'm assuming this is why Frank walks. I'm guessing this is his family member. So thank you to Frank, and thank you Sigma Kappa and Kappa Psi. You're amazing supporters of the cause. Wish I could be there in 2 places at one time. Love to be there in Sparks with you. We also have Stockton Walk, the beautiful Stockton Walk. We have one of our chapter board members, Teresa Mandela, is the top walker, top fundraiser in Stockton. Teresa is incredible. She does so many things for the Alzheimer's Association, and she has raised over $12,000 for the walk. She's really incredible. And we also have our top team creating a racket. Isn't that adorable how they have rackets as their team signs? Creating a racket has raised over $17,000. And I know on on the slide here, you can see the why for so many people. Many of us do it in memory or in honor. Teresa is walking in honor of her husband. And so many of us have been touched by this. Thank you to Teresa and also to creating a racket. Love that spirit there. And last but not least, on Saturday, drum roll, is the Silicon Valley Walk, right, Rena?
Yep, that's the walk that I've been working on for the last few months. So really excited, like I said, for Silicon Valley.
So we have incredible news. In just the last hour, we received the largest gift we have ever received for the Silicon Valley Walk or any of our walks. Vicky Patel has donated and raised $875,000.
That's incredible.
Which is incredible. Vicky, we cannot thank you enough for what you do. Her team, the Poppies, has consistently been not just the top team here, but the top team in the country in raising funds for the cause. And so this brings Silicon Valley Walk up to almost $1.6 million, Raina. What's the goal? Do you remember what your goal is?
Our goal is 2 million. And I know last year, I believe we were close to 1.8. So we're checking there, we're getting there. And thank you so much to Vicky for really helping catapult toward the Silicon Valley goal. It's amazing.
Absolutely. If we hit 2 million, we will be the first walk ever to hit $2 million, Raina. So we've been the #1 walk in the country. And everybody's trying to beat us. And what a wonderful thing to fight over, to raise as much money to support the cause. So again, special thanks to Vicky. Thank you to all of you. This is my family's walk. This is Raina's family's walk. And we're all in it because we care deeply. I'd love to stop actually with the slides. And Raina, I'd love to hear more about you. So you have a team in the walk, right? What's your team name?
Our team, Big Hearts, Clear Minds.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Do you know how they came up with that team name? That's a great one.
You know, my aunt Cecilia is really the person who's helped kind of captain our team over. I was asking her how often we participated. I know about the last 7 or 8 years, family members in our team's been involved. So just really kind of, again, having our hearts committed to it, really focusing on that end goal of finding the cure, clearing minds. So it was something that we've continued to do over the years and continued growing our team as well with additional family, friends, etc.
I love that. I love your team name. Thank you so much. How did you first hear about the Alzheimer's Association?
You know, so I was in college when my grandmother, really, she had been diagnosed with dementia and had moved into an assisted living facility. And so through the assisted living facility, we had heard a bit more about the association, at least I did. My mom and my aunt were also primary caretakers with her. So just learning through their experiences and wanting to be more involved, and honestly, just learning more about the disease and its impacts. That's something that I think got me involved in the association, participating in the walks. And then this year, I've been fortunate to actually join the Event Day Experience Committee and get to volunteer directly as well.
That's great. I'm so glad that you were able to get more information to learn about what your grandmother might have been going through, because so often people don't reach out or they don't even know what they're dealing with. And it's very challenging.
It is. And you know, the other challenging part too, and one of the things I love about the walk is it also brings together people who are caretakers and people who are impacted by, you know, the disease. If it's not something that maybe they're going through themselves, it's a family member, a cared person, a loved one. And so the community and the people who really kind of understand each other and this fight and the involvement, the camaraderie there is something that's really nice to get out of the walk as we have as well.
I could not agree more. I'm looking at your backdrop. And all those people with, you know, with decorations and all that. It's actually a very joyous event. Sometimes people would think it might be a downer, but It's really uplifting. At least that's my experience. Have you found it that way too?
I have. And, last year I was actually fortunate to walk with one of my uncles who has Alzheimer's.
Mhm.
And really the encouragement and the support, and even just kind of walking with him and knowing that there were things for us to look forward to and
Mhm.
people who have this fight, it was something very uplifting. It can be emotional at times too, and you're walking and you're impacted, or you see other people who are going through similar things. So the walk does a
Mhm.
really good job, like I said, of bringing those folks together and having us have this space to really honor and walk for loved ones,
Mhm.
friends, family, etc.
I love that. I love that. What advice would you have? We have some folks who are going to be there for the first time, or they've only been to a couple of walks. Is there any advice you have, whether on fundraising or anything about the team?
You know, I would say something for me that I've learned over the years, even this past year, just talk about it. I met up with friends and, they've asked me what I've been up to, and I shared that I'm volunteering with the association. And I learned from other friends that I didn't know they had family members that have been impacted, or, wanting to be more involved. So I think bringing it up in conversation, sharing your interest in it, your passion is always really great. Also, I've learned too that, I've walked for friends that have family members who, for example, have experienced breast cancer. So there's oftentimes people who want to support in different
Mhm.
capacities. So I attended the breast cancer walk. My friend's coming with me to the Alzheimer's one.
Nice.
So really, again, just being able to share, and I guess with donations too. I've posted on my social media, on my Facebook. I've reached out to family and friends directly as well.
Oh, good.
I use Instagram, so I shared on my
Mhm.
Instagram story. And like I said, it's nice because when you cast a net, you don't necessarily know who else may be impacted or have people that are impacted. So I've started conversations with folks who donated to my campaign or my fundraiser that I didn't know had direct family members who were also impacted by Alzheimer's.
I've had the exact same thing happen. People that I've known for years, and I just put a general post up, and then they gave me a really generous donation. And I learned that, their father died with Alzheimer's. So I agree with you. And then sometimes it's a relief to know, for them to know I can talk to someone about this and they're going to
Right.
understand. Those are great suggestions. Um, have is there anything in particular that like keeps you coming back year after year and supporting the walk?
That's a great question. I mean, just I was talking to my aunt about this, my aunt Cecilia, like I said, who's been the captain, and the support really over the years has grown. We have a family member coming from Sacramento, driving or flying
Oh,
from
nice.
Arizona. So it's a really great opportunity for us to continue to connect and
Mhm.
support each other, have the community continue to grow. I think that's something that we've really appreciated is our team has grown, our fundraising goals have continued to grow year over year as well. And we're hoping to raise over 6,000 with our team this year.
Ooh,
So I'm
nice.
excited. I know. Another tip actually that I was thinking about, look into if your company does matching.
Match.
I
Yes.
learned that my company will do additional matching.
Oh,
So
super. You could double. You can
right. So
double. Yes.
I can double some of that in terms of my fundraising. So yeah, just honestly the community aspect of it and getting to honor your family members and continue to fight and know and acknowledge, that this is something that we all have to get involved in, continue to stay involved in.
I love it. Thank you, Raina. Thanks for sharing that. I really resonate with what you were talking about. I have the same experience too. So thank you. All right. So we have some other walks coming up. October 21st, Fresno, Madera. We have that walk happening, and we have a leaderboard there. Laurel Ashlock is at almost $5,700, maybe over that now. Thank you, Laurel, for everything that you're doing there. And our top team, Educators Erasing Alzheimer's at 9,100 plus. I love that team name, and I love the spirit in the Fresno Madera Walk. So thank you, Laurel, and thank you, Educators Erasing Alzheimer's. and love seeing your reason for participating in the walk. And then Raina, tell us about Solano. That's our last one that we're going to cover.
Yes, definitely. Last but not least with Solano, we have Solano coming up, as you said, on the 21st, and currently our top contributor is Margot Murphy at an even $15,000. So congratulations, Margot. We have a couple more weeks for folks to keep going on here as well. So looking forward to seeing the continued impact. And happy to report that our top team has also raised an impressive $32,199, right at that 33,000, almost 33,000. And so kudos to the PVE Pacers who continue to set the pace for this walk as well.
They're incredible. PVE Pacers and Margot, you're incredible, and we're so excited about that. Well, thank you so much, Raina. A couple of tips, and then we're gonna close it out for today. If you don't know, there is an app for the walk, and I do highly recommend it, especially those of you who've received check donations. You can use the app to actually deposit the check, so it makes it much easier than carrying checks around. You're able to text and message your team members and others, so check that out. One last thing, if you're going to post to social media, we've learned that posting your link as opposed to doing a Facebook fundraiser is the way to go. Facebook is having some changes. All gifts you've given to Facebook are going to come through, but they're having a little trouble matching them up. And we all want to have credit, and we all want to be able to thank our friends and family for their support. So use your link and that'll take care of it. So Raina, thank you so much. I know I'm going to see you Saturday, bright and early.
Yes.
Thank you. And thank you to your family and your aunt and your team for all the support. We are truly grateful, and grateful to all of you for joining us here today. Hope to see you at a walk very soon. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thanks.
Bye.